So this is just going to be a quick crash course through the cell. This is by no means everything that you need to know, but it's just to give you a quick little insight into what we'll be learning about. So the first thing we want to consider is that all living things are made up of cells, and that within this there are many different types of cells with different functions. I've just grabbed a clip here of the tissue found within the bronchus of the respiratory system. Here we can see lots of different cell types working together to form a function. That itself is the definition of a tissue. We'll review that later. So this is just a typical animation of an animal cell. Typically we draw it in a circular shape. They come in all different sizes and shapes depending on where they are in the body. Firstly, we're going to look at the cell membrane. This covers the cell. We can see here the definition is a phospholipid bilayer containing proteins that surround the cell and organelles. It's important to include in your definition that it is semi-permeable. Next, we're going to look at the nucleus. This is found in nearly every cell in the body. So the nucleus is the organelle that contains all the genetic material within the cell. Important features include its double membrane that contains nuclear pores. It also contains a nucleolus. Some important facts that you need to know is that DNA cannot leave the nucleus, but mRNA, RNA, and nucleotides can either enter or leave the nucleus. Next up, which is quite testable, is the mitochondria. This is the energy generating organelle, or the site of cellular respiration within the cell. Just remember that your energy is in the form of ATP. The more energy a cell needs, the more mitochondria are going to be in it. It is also enclosed by a double membrane, but the inner membrane contains cristae, and these cristae typically have a lot of proteins in the form of enzymes, because they're going to be really important, as we said, in making energy. And finally, we're going to look at ribosomes, which are not technically organelles, but they are a very important feature found within the animal cell. So ribosomes can be found freely within the cell, but they're also found on the endoplasmic reticulum, which you don't need to know much about. And they're really important in protein synthesis. They house the tRNA and mRNA, which go on to form amino acids. Amino acids are, of course, the building blocks of proteins.